Welcome back to the Barry Charles Footy Show. Yes, indeed, we are here in the final finale of the best 5/8s in your NRL club, taking on the best locks in your club in 2023. And if we put them all together into one team and they play against each other, who would win between the 5/8s and the best locks in the game? Well, I'm here to let you know, and we'll see. You can debate in the comments below. Remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, because rugby league is the greatest game of all, and you should subscribe because this is the greatest footy show of all time. Let's get to it here at Barry Charles. Let's go fullback. Yes, the fullback position. We're going to go real detail right here in the final finale here. So Anthony Milford will be the 5/8. I'm going to go through them one on one here. So this is the 5/8 team for everyone who wants to know. Anthony Milford, Matt Moylan, Cody Walker, Matt Burton, Dylan Brown, Jerome Luai, Luke Keary is going to be the halfback. So the halfbacks are Jerome Luai and Luke Keary. The props will be Jack Whiten and Cameron Munster. Hooker is Kieran Foran, Adam Dewey, John Schuster, the second row, with Kalen Ponga at the lock, Junior Ramon, Ezra Mann, Timothy Mutton, and Tommy Dearden is the bench. Taking on the locks here, the fullback will be Kevin Murray. The wingers are John Bateman and Patrick Carrington. Centre pairing here of Elliot Whitehead and Victor Radley. The halves are Tavita Pangai Jr. and Isaiah Yeo. Jason Tomalolo and Tino will be the props. Jazz Tefanga is the hooker. Jake Tavorovich, Jake DeBellin in the second row with the lock Dale Finucane. And the bench looks Tommy Gilbert, Adam Elliott, Nathan Brown and Josh King. So it's a very good looking setup here between these two teams. Who's gonna deliver themselves the victory? Let's go through them one by one. So fullback here, Anthony Milford taking on Cameron Murray. Well, Cameron Murray, he could do a job. The only question mark for me, if you're going to try and dissect these two players, is obviously got Anthony Milford is less consistent than Cameron Murray, but Cameron Murray is not known for any kicking game at all. Anthony Milford has a very good kicking game. So in terms of fullback position these day and age, you've got to have a kicking game, and Anthony Milford will win the points there. Let's have a look at the wings. Matt Moylan and Dylan Brown, speed to boon, taking on John Bateman and Patrick Carrington. And to be fair, it's just a one-horse race. Matt Moylan and Dylan Brown will clearly win that feature. Let's have a look at the 5/8, a little bit tougher. Cody Walker and Matt Burton taking on Elliot Whitehead and Victor Radley. Well, Elliot Whitehead and Victor Radley, they're going to get it done defensively, but Cody Walker and Matt Burton can bring the attack. They're all going to go all-out attack, and say the 5/8s would win this on all-out attack. So really, it's really calm up at the moment, Cody Walker and Matt Burton. So the 5/8s win the back line completely. What about the halves? Can they add the halves to it? And this is 5-0 already to the 5/8s. Jerome Luai and Luke Keary taking on Tavita Pangai Jr. and Isaiah Yeo. And everyone's waiting their breath saying, oh yes, Barry, you're not going to pick Jerome Luai again. That's not the case. Jerome Luai is going to carve out Pangai Jr., no doubt about it. And Luke Keary as well will beat Isaiah Yeo. So it's a slam dunk, 7-0 to the 5/8s in the final. Is it over? Is it game over? Is there any hope at all for the locks to make it through? And just to give you content, there's only 10 left, so they have to win 9 of the last 10 to get through. Is it possible? Or you have to stay tuned to find out. So we look at the props now. The props position here, we've got Jack Whiten and Cameron Munster taking on, which has been the best prop composition all the way through here, Jason Tamalolo and Tino Famalusi, and they get 2 points on the board. Yee-hoo! Finally, they get it done. But in the hooking position, Jazz Tafanga versus Kieran Foran for the 5/8s, and the Kieran Foran wins the day, and that brings them to 8. So they only need one more. They only need one more out of the 7 positions. So is there any hope for the locks position? Put your money on now, folks. At 101, the 5/8s, the locks are at $50. We can at $50 make you big money. Well, you have to stay to find out, because don't forget it is locks now. So the lock going into the second row, so maybe, you never know. Second row, we've got Adam Dewey taking on John Schuster, who are very good players. But to me, on experience, straight to Voyabridge and Jack DeBellin win through here. I think Adam Dewey and John Schuster could do well, but I just think the consistency will get them through here. So some people would argue that the 5/8s have already won right here. You could argue that these 5/8s will have a bit more attacking flair, but I just think, yeah, sometimes it's defence and attacking, depending on what you think about. But I still think they would win most games. And Kalen Ponga, very exciting, but Dale Finucane's played lock so many times, so I've gone for them. So they've made a 5, so they got 5 now, compared to 8, but they've got to win the whole lot. They've got to win all the back line here, the bench, to get it done. Can they somehow do it? You'll find out right now. So on the bench, Junior Ramon, 5/8, taking on Tommy Gilbert. To be fair, Tommy Gilbert wins his hands down. Ezra Mam versus Adam Elliott. So we're talking about the razzle dazzle, Ezra Mam and Adam Elliott's experience. And I think Adam Elliott would cover more positions, so Adam Elliott here. So it's now 8 points to 7. 8 points to 7, folks. So the 5/8s have crawled under the pressure after leading 7-0. It's now 8-7. Te Maire Martin taking on Nathan Brown. Now this was a tough one for me. Te Maire Martin can play quite a few positions, so he can play a few positions, and so can Nathan Brown. It was a real big debate, real argument. And people would say Te Maire Martin would have got them home, so he could have already said the 5/8s got them home, but I got Nathan Brown, make it 8-all. Dun 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 dun. We had to make it a competition, and we fixed absolutely. In the final bench position here is Tommy Dearden taking on Josh King. And it didn't matter if you flipped Te Maire Martin into this room as well, but the winners, and even though they were leading all the way, they nearly ran out of gas, but they somehow found it at the last kick of the play. Tommy Dearden gets the 5/8s home. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, the 5/8s win this competition. Can you believe it? They've gone through the halfbacks. They've gone through the fullbacks. And then they ended up beating the locks. And to be fair, they might have won this game maybe a bit more by 11-12. But I have to make it entertaining for you guys out there. Come on, let's go. Let's be fair. It's an entertainment show. It's not a... But the 5/8s clearly went out against the locks at the end of the day, and the 5/8s deserved their victory. So, who is the best 5/8? Oh, that's the question. Who's the best 5/8 in the squad? Well, they're all different. They're all different players. I was going to try and narrow it down to 3. Even that's hard to do. Very hard to do, to be honest. Let's put it this way. At the end of their careers, who is going to be the most talked about player? It's too early to tell. But I'm gonna put it out there that they're gonna talk about Matt Burton. I think he's gonna be the next superstar. If the Bulldogs really start to fire, I'm gonna say he is the best player. But yeah, obviously Cameron Munster is obviously probably the best right now, but it all depends on who your club is. But yeah, Matt Burton, I think over time might be the best number 6 out of this list. But are there any immortals in this list? Don't think so. Obviously Matt Burton has a chance to be, but he's going to have to really rock it and show that. So, but they deserve to be the best team for 2023. The 5/8s seem to have the best players out of the positions in the NRL. And I think if you look at it, it's pretty easy to see that they're very good. The 5/8s, pretty much all of them are very good players. Maybe the exception of a couple, but really It's a very good 5'8" team. Same with the Locks, very good team as well. Just, yes, so to me, well, that is it for Barry Charles here in this series. I hope you enjoyed the series and got a bit of a laugh out of it and a bit of banter to talk about at home on who's the best player in each position. Remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And thank you very much for watching this. And we'll be back with plenty more here at the Barry Charles Footy Show.